Hey, what's going on, guys? Mikey T here. Excited to let you guys know that we had the pleasure of screening Beg Yuh A Call and having a panel discussion at the Black Man's Health Festival in Brooklyn, New York. Big shout out to Chris Williams and Heart, Body, and Soul for inviting us to share this amazing story. It was phenomenal. There was music, there was dance, there was community, there were black men actually thinking about their health holistically, and actually being able to screen Beg Yuh A Call and talk about migration mental wellness within this concept of men's health, phenomenal. Thank you again, Chris. Thank you everybody who showed up and had the conversation. Can't wait to see you guys at the next event.
So, what were you trying to depict in that conversation between the friend and the person that always gets the phone call?
Biggest thing I was trying to depict is just sometimes the importance of checking in on a friend. It doesn't have to be big. It doesn't have to be some serious, deep, introspective conversation. It just has to be enough for that person to be seen. And remembering that we're all humans and we have our stories, and it's something that I wish we did more as human beings. We called our friends and we actually cause especially in Jamaican culture, yo bro, what going? You good? Yeah man, I'm good. But no, I'm not good, life hard. You don't even think about it. You don't even hear the question. You just think of it as a greeting. That is it's a question. You good? Yeah, oh God, I know enough people that block the 876. They can't come to them because they need it. So really it was just to have that depiction to show people how important that call is and how seemingly minuscule the conversation can be, but how life-changing it could be at the same time.
I mean, it was extremely life-changing. I saw he literally just broke down crying.
Yeah.
And I thought that was so impactful because we don't see a lot of men, especially in your Jamaican community or black community in general, don't cry like that. And I think the friend kind of was like, "Are you there? What's going on?" And he literally he couldn't hold it back anymore. How important was that to show that scene of vulnerability?
It is, of course, as a black man and as a Jamaican man, it was very important. Mental health and men's mental health and just holistic health overall has been a new buzzword that has been buzzing around all over. And I wanted to create something that spoke to that. Growing up in a Jamaican household, yeah, ball for yeah, baby, yeah, girl, yeah. There's always this deep sense of belittling emotional expression. But then at the same time, you grow up and you say, all right, I'm gonna suppress this, and then you get married or you have kids and they're like, why don't you talk about your feelings? And it's like, how? There's no conversation about how to be masculine and emotional at the same time. And I kind of wanted to show that in film.
Can you speak about the thought process of showcasing, the gun at the end and
yeah, it's the whole point of the conversation and the whole point of everything is you just think you're watching a simple conversation. Chardo is in Jamaica. He's on the phone talking to his friend, having a very simple conversation, and we're all watching it. And one of my favorite things while witnessing people watch the film is you see the ups and downs. You see the people laugh at the jokes and this and that. And then at the end, when the gun is finally revealed, which I was very intentional to make sure that it was not revealed until the end, it's like, oh. And it's to show that we don't always know. It's not always obvious. It's not always the person that you think needs help that needs help. We don't know, Robin Williams passed away through suicide, one of the people that made people laugh in the world. How many people do we know that go out there people pleasing, making sure everybody's smiling, making sure everybody's okay, but are drowning in themselves and don't feel like there's anybody to talk to, and then next thing you know, you wake up and you hear that they're no longer here anymore because they felt so alone.
So I really
can gravitate towards this film because this film is like, even for the persons, I could feel like I could play both sides because I was somebody that people did call on and I was somebody that was reaching out to people.
I see a lot of talk about practices to calm yourself. What are some practices that you can implement to actually stand up for yourself in those moments?
You said to stand up.
Stand up for yourself. So instead of breathing and saying, no, how else can you say, you know, this is some things I'm noticing. This is what I need you to start doing instead.
I won't lie, because I feel like that's very well and works very well when you're close to somebody. But like my experience in Jamaica is you'll literally walk into a bar and say, yo, Masa, you can buy me one drink? And I deflect. Brother, you know, say me broke, $500 me pay for come and shop here, you know. So you have more money than me can't beg you nothing. I walk, you walk, come here. Like, and that's when, because it is a cultural thing where people I don't even know are asking me for things when I go back home. So it's like even having to deflect from, it's like, because I'm not going to, I don't know you from a hole in the wall, so I'm not going to, hey brother, I'm struggling and no. Yeah. Sometimes I deflect, and sometimes that deflection is enough to give them a hint to be like, all right, cool, let me, you know?
So we have the film. What is next for this film, or what's next for you?
What's next? I'm just going to continue the conversation about migration mental wellness. And the reason I use the term migration mental wellness is I don't want people to think that this is just a immigrant problem. You can migrate from New York to Georgia, and that's a different community, that's a different culture, that's a different mindset. What does it mean? It's just, how do we regulate our feelings when we feel out of touch with the community that we're in, when we're battling back home versus where we are now? Because we still have to wake up and we still have to produce and we still have to go to work, but it is okay for us to mourn the loss of what we knew and what we're familiar with. So that's just really continuing this conversation and seeing what else we can do to create more holistic films that actually tell real life stories for people. I got a different one for that, but that's you know, I gotta call Ryan Coogler. He has to give me some of that. He has to give me some of that sinner's money.
And I think the film is already doing justice. We've had like some really great conversations about like, you know, mental health, as far as like saying no, self-worth, you know, how to like emotional regulation, how to maneuver different conversations. So thank you so much for this film. I'm looking for more.
Thank you guys for having me. Thank you guys for being here.